What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk a little bit about One Piece Day. You see, I showed you the other day that we were getting an Elbaph themed One Piece Day, and that there was a bunch of cool stuff going on, and I told you guys that what I told you the other day might not have been everything. Well, I also told you that if there was any kind of update, well, I'd come and share that with you, because that's the kind of thing that I do. And now there is an update. So it'd be kind of rude if I didn't come and show you all about it now, wouldn't it? Now, what I showed you the other day was that there was going to be an Elbaph Don that was given out to people just for turning up. You turn up, and you get an Elbaph Don, and everybody's happy, and jobs are good 'un. Yay. And I explained to you how, we are in Elbaph in the manga at the moment. And actually, the new issue of the manga's just come out over in Japan. And I'm now up to date on the Shonen Jump app, so that's very lovely, which is cool. I love me some One Piece. Elbaph is kind of interesting right now. It's getting a little bit dark, but I kind of like it. But I told you all about this, and we had the reader theme going on. But all we had TCG-wise was this Don. You rock up, you get this Don, that's it, that's all we have. Well, I've got good news. We've got more. There is a little card file set coming out. Well, a little binder with 2 cards, and I don't know how you want to phrase it, all right? But it's important to note that we had one of these last year for One Piece Day. Last year, One Piece Day, we had this. And you got yourself your little kind of cardboard binder, and it came with 2 cards in it. And you got a Monkey D. Luffy in the Egghead gear, which, of course, Egghead was the theme of last year's One Piece Day. Makes perfect sense, of course, because that's where we were in the manga last year. And then there was another Don to go along with it. Well, wonderful news, ladies and gentlemen. We got a similar thing going on here. We've got ourselves a little card file. Again, I say card file. I cannot stress enough. It's just a little cardboard sleeve thing with the cards in. And we've got a Don. And we've got a Luffy. And what's really cool here is this is the first Elbaph Luffy that we actually get. We've not seen Luffy in this guise in the card game so far. Why does it have a Lego background? That is an excellent question. It is a question to which I sincerely wish I knew the answer. I don't. I don't know the answer. I don't know. It makes no real sense to me. And again, is there a reference I'm missing? I've read up to date in the Elbaph arc at the moment. Like, I'm up to date with the manga. And like, there was a whole game thing going on at the beginning, but I don't think there was any Lego in that unless I'm misremembering. It's all very bizarre to me. I don't see why it's Lego, or maybe it's just cool. But, and I know we have got, the One Piece Lego coming out, but that's a Netflix tie-in, not an anime tie-in. So look, if anybody knows why it's Lego, please let me know in the comment section, would ya? Because I am honestly struggling a little bit to think as to why we're getting Lego in this Luffy artwork. I'm not complaining, I'm a Lego dude, I love me some Lego. It just seems very weird to me. The other thing is, I'm pretty sure this is a new card. Firstly, because remember, as I keep telling you guys, when One Piece do reprint the cards, they match the new artwork in terms of costume, etc., and where they are in the story to the reprint artwork. If it's an Egghead Luffy like last year, it's going to be a reprint of an Egghead Luffy. But we don't have an Elbaph Luffy right now, that doesn't exist. Also, it's a vanilla 7-cost 9,000 power counter plus 1,000 blue Luffy. Well, I went and had a look on the official card finder on the website this morning. We don't have a vanilla blue Luffy. We have some blue Luffy cards. Like, blue Luffy is a thing. We got one right back in OP02 with the wonderful Akira Igawa alternate artwork, which is very cool. The secret rare from OP11 is very much a blue Luffy. And let's not forget we've had, a couple of really awesome promos, like the Luffy sitting on the One Piece promo and the Shonen Jump promo. So look, we've had a bunch of blue Luffy, but we haven't had a vanilla Luffy. The only 7-cost Luffy we've had is the Luffy sitting on the One Piece promo, and that's not a vanilla, and it doesn't have 9,000 power, it has 7. Again, if I'm missing something really dumb here, please do let me know. And yes, obviously I have gone and looked on the Japanese card finder as well, just to make sure I'm not doing anything silly. But firstly, I don't remember a blue vanilla Luffy, and secondly, remember, it would be an Elbaph Luffy that they would be reprinting here. So I think they've given us a new mechanically unique Luffy. Is it a problem that they've given us a blue mechanically unique Luffy that can only be got on a One Piece day? Nah. I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. Wouldn't worry about it. We're fine. And the reason very simply is because it's kind of designed to be terrible. Like, it's designed to be uninspiring. That's the whole point. Look, it is still a straw hat. I'm assuming it's a straw hat. And so it's not like it's completely unplayable garbage. Like, we have playable blue Luffy leaders. Most notably, the one from OP11, which is a very good leader. So, like, yeah, this could go into an OP11 Luffy deck. Absolutely it could. But I think it's fair to assume it's not going to be that awesome. It is also worth noting this did go up on Premium Bandai last year over in Japan. So I wouldn't worry too much about this. I'm not saying it will go up on Premium Bandai. I am not confirming it's going to go up on Premium Bandai or anything like that. But I am saying it did last year. And we know that card game companies, and Bandai included, do tend to do this. So, yeah. However, if I remember correctly, we didn't get last year's One Piece Day cards. At least the Don. So, like, you know, maybe this is something worth importing. Maybe this is something worth going after a little bit. Because, actually, these could be exclusive. And again, I'm looking at Yellow Luffy over on the website this morning. I'm not seeing this one from last One Piece Day appear in there. So I don't believe we got this last year. Again, as always, correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong about this, but I don't think we did. So these are going to be exclusive cards. However, and again, this is not a guarantee, but last year, they did go up on Premium Bandai in Japan. There is a decent chance that they do again. You have all been warned. But this is still a step back from last year. Last year, we got the little 2-card set to buy. This year, we now have a 2-card set to buy. But this year, we got the Elbaph Dawn for turning up. Last year, you got the Luffy promo for turning up. But then there were 2 different Don cards, one for the Saturday, one for the Sunday, making 3 in total. So with 2 promos down on last year, a promo and a Don, which is a little bit sad. And let's be clear, like, Bandai is still pushing the One Piece card game very hard. You know, they're still doing a promo for everyone that turns up. They're still doing the thing to buy. They're just not going quite as hard as last year. There is actually one other thing that has been shown off that they're going to be selling, and this is it's just a card binder. It's just a One Piece Day card holder, and it's got Loki all chained up on the back, and Elbaph Luffy on the front holding the chains. Go read the manga if you haven't already, okay? But the point is, it's very, that makes sense if you're up to date with where we are with the whole Elbaph arc and Loki and all of that. Point is, I kind of love this. And the problem is, this is what I'm reading right now. So I'm looking at this, and I kind of desperately want it. So I haven't actually set up a Premium Bandai account over in Japan yet. But I do have a proxy address that I use. And I do order from Japan on a very regular basis. So I'm thinking maybe it's time me and Premium Bandai Japan get very well acquainted. That's something for me to figure out later. For now, here's a couple little adverts showing you a lot of stuff that's being shown off and given away and sold at One Piece Day. And there's quite a lot of cool stuff coming here, frankly. There is quite a lot of cool stuff coming, both for the One Piece card game, but also just things like keyring and Luffy models and boxes and all sorts of fun stuff. The more time goes by, the more I realize I might be a big dumb dummy for not actually going to One Piece Day. Maybe this is something I need to fix next year. For now, I want to know what you think about all of this. I want to know what you think about the promos. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Goodness! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.